Hey everyone, we've got something absolutely massive to unpack today. Two monumental reports literally just dropped, one from researchers on Archive tracking AI development, and another from the Carnegie Endowment looking at the bioengineering revolution. And taken together, they reveal how the two greatest existential risks of our time are rapidly and kind of terrifyingly converging. Okay, let's dive into this. Are we engineering our own extinction? I know, it sounds like a movie plot, right? But it's actually the central tension that both of these reports are wrestling with. And look, we aren't here to take political sides today. We're just looking at the stark data. We have a ticking clock of technological advancement, and it is violently outpacing our ability to govern it. So here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at these twin threats. Second, the superintelligence risk. Third, the biotech revolution. Fourth, where AI and biology converge. And finally, building global guardrails to keep us safe.
All right, Section 1, Twin Threats to Humanity. Let's define the dual-use titans that are threatening human survival.
So both of the technologies we're looking at are what we call dual use, meaning they hold immense promise but also unprecedented danger. First up is artificial superintelligence, or ASI. We're talking about AI that is substantially smarter than humans at all cognitive tasks. And the core concern here isn't just its raw power, it's the speed. If developers race toward ASI before solving the alignment problem, which is basically ensuring the AI's goals don't conflict with our actual survival, the consequences could be absolutely catastrophic.
Then on the biological side, we have tools like CRISPR and synthetic biology. These permit the precise alteration of existing forms of life, or, wild as it sounds, the creation of entirely novel ones. The Carnegie report points out a pretty terrifying reality here. These tools are democratizing the power to edit life itself. What used to require a massive state-funded megalab can increasingly be done right from a laptop.
Moving to Section 2, the superintelligence risk. Let's look at the mathematical odds of an AI catastrophe. 10%. According to aggregated expert opinion from the machine intelligence governance community, there is around a 10% chance of future AI advances causing human extinction. Just pause and process that for a second. Those are essentially the odds of playing Russian roulette. The researchers ask a very pragmatic, almost blunt question. If a new technology poses a 10% risk of ending humanity entirely, shouldn't our governmental response reflect that?
Now for Section 3, the biotech revolution, the plunging costs of playing God.
While AI is grabbing all the headlines right now, the biological barrier to entry is dropping at a staggering, blistering pace. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. 2 decades ago, sequencing a human genome took 13 years and cost $2.7 billion. Today, it takes under a day and costs about $600. That is literally less than a new smartphone. This progress has completely outpaced Moore's Law, and it's making genetic engineering globally accessible.
But history proves that biology is exceptionally difficult to contain. Look at the timeline. We drafted the Geneva Protocol way back in 1925. And the Biological Weapons Convention entered force in 1975. Yet the failures just kept happening, like the deadly 1979 anthrax leak from a Soviet facility, or the 2001 anthrax letter attacks. The big takeaway here? Even highly regulated top-secret state programs leak. Pathogens escape.
Which brings us to Section 4. AI and biology converge. This is the ChatGPT moment in bioengineering. This is where the two distinct tracks are perfectly and dangerously overlapping. Take Evolutionary Scale's ESM3, which just launched in June 2024. It's the world's first generative model for biology, trained on over 2.7 billion proteins. Just as ChatGPT generates text from a prompt, models like this can literally generate new proteins. It makes biology programmable. And that profoundly lowers the barrier for bad actors who might want to engineer novel, deadly pathogens.
And listen, this isn't some sci-fi threat for the year 2050. Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, gave a stark warning directly to the US Senate. He said AI could enable large-scale biological attacks in 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years. We are talking about machine learning explicitly helping design highly virulent agents. The window for prevention is shrinking incredibly fast.
So, Section 5, building global guardrails. How on earth can humanity regulate the unprecedented? Faced with this convergence, how do we actually survive it?
Well, first we have to fix our current safeguards. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer absurd asymmetry of it all. The Biological Weapons Convention is our main line of defense. Its budget? $2.1 million, with a staff of exactly 4 people. That's less than the catering budget for a Marvel movie. Compare that to the nuclear watchdog's $387 million budget and almost 2,500 staff members. We are vastly underfunded where it might matter most.
On the AI front, researchers propose a massive containment treaty, ideally led by the US and China. The steps they lay out are pretty drastic. First, halt dangerous AI advancement altogether until safety is mathematically guaranteed. Second, enforce computing power limits by tracking AI chips and their operations, what they call flop thresholds. And third, implement rigorous, multifaceted global verification to ensure no one is secretly building a superintelligence in the dark.
To build a comprehensive biological defense, the Carnegie Endowment recommends 4 main priorities. We need to actually fund and strengthen that BWC verification process, bolster global standards for high-security BSL-4 biolabs, universalize DNA synthesis screening so malicious actors can't just casually order pathogen parts online, and establish AI red lines, basically automatic tripwires that shut a system down if it starts helping someone design bioweapons. Both of these reports openly acknowledge that these guardrails are going to be immensely difficult to enact politically. I mean, it's a massive ask. But AI and biotech offer us the ultimate trade-off, right? We have the potential cure for diseases and climate change on one hand, balanced against literal existential risk on the other. It really leaves us with one overarching question to think about. Are we willing to pause our unbridled progress just long enough to guarantee our survival?
Hey everyone.